pay any attention to the EuroLeague anyway. Let's be serious.
All right, we're live. Hey YouTube, what's going on? Another lunchtime checking in. See what madness we got going on. Oh, there's lots of madness. Seems like everything is upside down now. I can't figure out which way is up. Let's let some people check in here and see who's happening by, and we'll discuss during a little lunchtime snack. But I hope everybody's got their Christmas shopping done, or at least got their Christmas events planned, and whatever you're doing. Don't want to go into the last minute run there if you don't have to, right? But yeah, everybody's doing good. We're doing good out here. Had a little rain this morning and whatnot. I missed the morning chat, slacked off. I had something planned, and then I had to change plans, and so there was no morning chat there. But I hope you're doing good. Let's get this working up. Kill Deal Survival, good afternoon. How's it going? Stan Ulch is with us. Who else we got? Vanessa, how you doing? Good afternoon. Thanks for checking in. So as the title says, are we not living an upside down world? We've talked about past events have happened and things seem to be speeding up. This week has been absolute madness on the events going down. And really, does it matter? I don't know. Does it affect me? I don't know. But I like to pay attention. That's why I'm here. But market got crushed again today. We're closer to 18,000 than we are the former highs, which is telling. But 18,000 is kind of my indicator that things are really bad. That's what I'm using for my floor. But I thought everything was going all right. Trump still demanding money for a border wall. Everybody's fighting about a budget. And everything just went chaos when General Mattis says he's going to resign, and just out of the woodwork, then Trump says we're getting out of Syria. We might be getting out of Afghanistan. The Pentagon's drawing up plans to get out of Afghanistan. And everybody on the left is so hardcore neocon foreign intervention, it's not even funny. I'm like, what? I was like, if these people would have been out and about, where were these people in 2012 to vote for Ron Paul? Like, what is going on? Totally just backwards. You got Nancy Pelosi and all these people on the left agreeing with all the people on the right, Mitt Romney, all these people that are totally aghast that we're going to stop foreign intervention and bombing other countries. It's almost shocking. But we can't get out fast enough. And it's on this point right here, and this point alone could get Trump JFK'd. If there's been anything you don't want to mess with the sacred cow of the military-industrial complex, which has been about all that has been going on in Afghanistan for 10 plus years. Mattis resigned, saying that Trump deserved a Secretary of Defense that aligned with his, what he wanted or what he believed or whatever, his policies, which is good on him. But it just goes to show we've been in Afghanistan for 17 years, and Mattis failed to develop a plan to get out and failed to end the incursions when he was more down at the ground level. So what does that tell you, right? They're all in on it or whatever. But him stepping aside has got a lot of people that are, the tacit Trump supporters who are kind of just like he's better than Hillary. Now they're jumping off ship, going like, well, if Mattis is gone, he's the last remaining semblance of common sense, which doesn't make sense. But anyway, it's almost like a staged sideshow once again, setting up that next evolution of government control. Or Trump tries it, gets offed, and here we go. So let me check in. See, we got a bunch of people checking in here. See what's going on. Oh my goodness. Oh, you guys are too fast for me. Truth Freeze with us. Hello, how you doing? Stan World, yes, it's Bizarro World. Wes S., what's going on this afternoon out there in Tejas? Stan says the Chinese are selling off large assets in China, in Canada. Interesting. We are getting out to go to Iran, says Truth Freeze. Interesting. Dems love the war. It seems like it. All of a sudden, it's been all over Twitter. Twitter's afire with all the hypocrisy going on. Showing all these anti-war Dems from the 60s compared to their pictures now demanding we stay in all these foreign intervention places. Yeah, Wes, we all thought they wanted to stop war. It's not the war they are opposed to. They're opposed to who's in control, I believe. Bikes and Bullets, what's going on? You don't want to know what's look at that cow in the back, big old husky. Crackers and Vienna sausage, Bikes. How's that for you? America Dies with us. Robert Downs, good afternoon. Smedley Butler, yes, war's a racket. Mattis is no Smedley Butler. Apparently he didn't read the book either. Mike says he noted the flip of the script months ago. Well, I wouldn't say Republicans are becoming liberal because tons of Republicans are jumping ship on Trump getting out of Afghanistan. They're jumping ship on the whole Syria thing. They're still buying. They're buying the line that we're fighting ISIS and it's terrible. Russia and Syria would wipe out ISIS if we got out of there. The Al-Qaeda funded group. Well, Wes, I don't think they'll go the same route. They'll probably choose a different method. But, yeah, he'll get JFK'd if this military-industrial complex thing comes to a head. If he actually pulls them all out just to bring them home, you're talking 70, 80 billion in Afghanistan alone a year. So what does that tell you? Yeah, Bikes. I was wanting to hit on that. After Stan mentioned that, the farm bill subsidizing all these Chinese-owned farms out here. Gregor Manarino hit that hard today. Yeah, Vanessa, we're having a little rain here today, too. Yeah, truth. They're talking about pulling everybody from Syria, and their Pentagon has drawn up plans to pull everybody from Afghanistan, from what the reports are. Smithfield, you talking about Smithfield Farms, the ag group that farms and stuff? Bike says Mattis is not resigning for feelings. Are you saying Mattis is resigning for morally opposing what's coming? Do you think that's the case? I don't know that I would agree with that. the question is, if you talk about war here on our soil, you're saying Mattis doesn't want to be caught in the crosshairs, or what? I would think Mattis, if he knew war was coming here, would redouble his efforts. But, I don't know how they get involved. But the question is, if it's war on our soil against our own people. That's the problem that I was formulating in my mind as my concern, if we are pulling troops back to be used against our own people. Because if this financial deal keeps going, it's going to get ugly before spring. If we do hit that 18,000 level, something like that, well, oil is below 50. So you're talking about economic oil warfare against OPEC, all those other nations that we've been dealing with for, 30, 40 years on that deal. If China and Russia get a foothold in South America, are we looking at a Red Dawn scenario? Is that kind of what you're going at, Bikes, or what? The Crazy Scotsman, good afternoon. How's it going? And what's that big green blob over the East Coast? I looked at the weather map this morning. It's like just the whole East Coast. It's like a huge, huge hurricane. Maybe not a hurricane, but it's just all green. It's like rain all up and down the East Coast. It looks like everybody east of Missouri is getting rained on. It wasn't cold enough for snow, I guess, except for in maybe certain spots. No white Christmas out that way, I guess. Unless I guess a cold front could roll in between now and then. We have a slight outside chance at a white Christmas. Right, war is peace. Yep, 1984 double speak in full effect with the Dems in particular. It is just people coming out in support of General Mattis is just amazing when it's because he disagrees with pulling out of these interventionist places. And it's got a number of people jumping ship on Trump, just like people jumping ship on Trump over the bump stock thing. There's people jumping ship over foreign policy. So that creates a vacuum of easily filled by the hardliners come 2020. Oh my, we're in for rough times potentially, people. Gird your loins. Dems have lost their last bit of sanity, says Truth. I don't know that they ever had it. I haven't seen a statement from the more level-headed ones, I guess, like Gabrielle, Gabbard? Tulsi Gabbard, whatever her name is. She was a non-interventionist. I haven't heard what she said. But that's like the only reasonable one I've heard. Wait, Quasar pop in here? Where's Quasar? Walter Davis, good afternoon. Hey, Quasar. It's supposed to be in the 50s next week for you. Wow. A little warm. No raining on Killdeers, pod. Hey, T.S. Wood, how's it going? I doubt that, T.S. I think she's too level-headed and smart. She's not extreme enough for either side. She doesn't want foreign incursions, and she'll be suppressed just like Ron Paul and some others. My opinion. But I don't know how she stands on the economic side. T.S., where you been hiding out at, man? I haven't seen you on the YouTube in forever. But she's hot. Plus, we had the passing of Trump, or did Trump sign it or just get passed? The criminal justice reform, which was long overdue. It'd be nice to have a, get rid of federal prisons, but that's a separate problem. Hey, Alicia. It's happening now, Alicia. What do you mean when it's going to happen? We're in the middle of it. Kind of my perspective. It seems like it's happening. If you look at the stock market and everything going on, things are speeding up this week for sure. This has got to be the busiest holiday week as far as event-wise we've had, I don't know, since we invaded Panama. It's been a very eventful holiday week for this time of year. They're usually very, like we were talking about before, they try to calm the masses and have them go spend, keep that cash register ringing. This year, the events are outpacing that. Maybe that's because it's over. They know that they're not going to soak anybody for any more money because there is none, and it's coming down fast. I don't know. Gregor Manarino did another awesome video today talking about that. The market finished down again, 400 and something. We're down at like 22,300, something like that. Definitely in sketchy territory. Nobody wanted to hold on to money through the Christmas weekend, or hold on to stocks, I should say. Hold on to paper. At least she wanted another vacation. Just consider SHTF kind of like one big vacation, just like an adventure camp, though. You just be navigating different obstacles. Hey, old bag. Yeah, Mule's still out there. He's had his health challenges. He just did a Mule video a few days ago. Yep, just like Stan said. Air Force shuts down GPS for war games. Yeah, Truth Freeze, welcome to Nevada. They do that all over the place here. Anywhere around the test site, if you're driving in southern Nevada, anywhere pretty much south of Tonopah could be shut down for those war games, quote unquote. Trying to buy a house. All right, Wood. Is that rough, huh? Are you on the west? So you're on the west side of the Cascades? You weren't able to get to the eastern? Yeah, life's pretty much going to be hard for everybody. Boating accidents are bad, Scotsman. That's unfortunate. Sorry to hear that. Oh, you went to where the fishing was, huh? Yes. Priorities, right? But it's a good source after the fact. Locating next to a food source is very important. Nothing wrong with that. Just got to find you a network and some like-minded people to hang out with. Be critical. Somebody's got to provide security while you're fishing, right? Old Bag says they're thinking about having you think you're about ready to have a civil war in England? Is it getting that bad, Old Bag? I mean, I've been following the Tommy Robinson and the Brexit thing, and I know May is on her last leg, and they're limping her along. But is that thing's that bad, Old Bag? That's good to have a report that firsthand. I mean, I've seen some of this stuff, but I know your government's definitely ignoring the people with the whole Brexit thing. They're trying their hardest to remain in the EU when it's not what the people want. Oh, yeah, Truth Freeze, talk about prepping. Yeah, he's been, I saw him on the Praxis Prepper channel, had him on, and I checked him out a couple months ago. He does a lot of, he's a real, obviously calm-mannered guy. And he just discusses things, goes through the thought process. He's definitely not a fear porn channel for sure. He's got some good stuff. I'm just getting that started. Yeah, definitely go check out that link Truth Freeze dropped in there. Find some good stuff. I think he's up in your area too, TS. I think he might be in the Pacific Northwest up there in Washington or Oregon. If I'm not mistaken, he's in that type of environment. So you might have there's plenty of preppers up there, but but TS, with everything going on, you're going to be near that Cascadia earthquake when it goes down. You ready for that? Yeah, old bag, you bring up that yellow vest thing. I want to know who is the owner of that company that's selling all these vests, because that's where I want to invest. If you want to get in the stock market, get in on that company, because they're making a killing right now. They've sold more safety vests in the last month than they have probably their entire production, you know, since they've been operational. Jay Sparks is with us. What is going on? How are you doing, Sparks? You going to do a video to update us, Sparks, or did you do one that I missed? I need to check in on your channel, because if you've done an update, it'd be good to hear what the status is. I know they said they got power back to the area. Are they allowing people back in there? Are there any how's the insurance progress, all that other madness that has to go on? All the workmen already have vests, old bag. Oh, so is it like a standard issue thing? Pretty much every job out there has a safety vest they have to wear. That's why they're wearing them all. Are they government issue, I guess? Well, if everybody's using their issued vest, hopefully they can invest in some body armor. I would highly recommend investing in body armor. America died. You tweeted Trump. Yeah, I tweeted him quite a bit a while back. I don't know, he doesn't respond. But so you don't have to get a yellow vest? I don't think Americans are hopefully smart enough not to wear yellow vests. It's going to be a subversive environment, you know? It's not going to be that I don't know how we're going to go through that transition of a peaceful protest to that more violent ones, and then transition out of that. I think America's going to skip right over that phase, go right to blows. Old bag, you hear we're getting a wall? We're not getting a wall, old bag. Don't even believe the hype. I don't even care if they put this funding in this supposed. I guess are they voting already? Did the Senate vote already on the funding bill? I know the House passed the funding. The Senate has to vote on it. I don't care if they do pass the funding. The wall is not going to happen, I don't think. But if it did happen, I would still raise concerns about the true purpose of it. Is it not more so to keep us in? Trump and Clinton's were buds, right, Truth? I keep trying to remind people of that. I mean, people can say that, you know, he was just playing politics by, you know, talking with his senators and, you know, Schumer and everybody, but that means he's in on the game, you know? If he knows how to grease people's palms and get what he wants, it means he's in on it. He's not opposed to what they're doing. He just wants it his way. Trump is no better than Romney. I don't believe it. That's for sure. They're all Northeast liberals. But we shall see. It all has to play out. Hey, Walter, how's it going? Oh, yeah. EPA studies have stopped the wall before, right? They got to protect all their little subspecies and all the studies that talk about animal migrations and stuff like that. But you could also, I guess, order the EPA to ignore this, because there is talk of Trump using the military and military discretional funding to start building a wall fortification of some sort. But I don't know how that works with the EPA. Army Corps of Engineers down there getting their work in, and EPA comes in there and try to boss them around. That could get interesting. Plus, there's several national monuments, national forests, and everything else that has to go through. Who knows? Yeah, the turtles bikes, right? The turtles. You got to make sure the turtles can move about freely, right? Before they get run over by tanks and Amtraks. Yeah, so it just seems like backwards, upside down world all week. Like cursing Trump over the bump stock ban because we knew he was an anti-gun guy. And people are taking the wrong angle on this too. People are like, oh, I don't care, you know, we all knew. It's not about the whole bump stock thing. People are getting it all wrong. It's not about firearms at all at this point. It's about private property and rights. It's about the rights and freedom that they should be fighting for. The people need to take heed. The patriot, a patriot, what a patriot does is fight and defend the freedom of their neighbors. They just don't wait for their freedom to be infringed or their freedom to be impacted. They fight and defend the freedom of their neighbors. Now, that doesn't mean you have to go and stand on a hill with them to defend a bump stock, but at least acknowledge their right to have property and to be in possession of it without it being shot over it, and you have your house, you know, voice busting down your door. At least acknowledge their right to live like that. So many people are like, oh, they should have known it was going to be illegal. It was borderline. It was, you know, fringe. It was, you know, all the stuff, binary triggers, all the acceleration devices, right? They're failing to get the point of defending somebody else's freedom, and they're missing the ball. A lot of gun channels, even gun channels, freedom channels, political channels, not willing to, you know, you don't have to say that, you know, somebody that has a bump stock has to make their own decision about what they're going to do, but you can still call out the government for being unlawful and infringing on people, you know. But so many people are willing to let it pass, and then they're like, I still support Trump. Well, and then he tries to pull out a serial. I'm like, yeah, I support Trump on that. It's got me so confused. It's got one of those things, like all his foreign stuff that happens outside of America, he's been very on point with to a large degree, but things internally, he's been way off base on so many things. I think that's the things that's where I stand. Like on things that are actually the president's job, foreign stuff is good. Internal stuff that's not the president's job, that shouldn't be there to begin with, has been bad. My opinion, I guess, in so many ways. But I guess what do you expect? So many presidents have built this up to where there's so much domestic policy intervention that shouldn't exist. Somebody said on a comment or a chat the other day about Caesarism that America's, I think maybe it was Glitchmod talking about Caesarism. America's going into that phase, like hero worship basically of the president, which has been going on for decades, you know, for multiple presidents. I said since Lincoln that we've been in this Caesar-like environment where the presidents can do no wrong and they're worshipped by the people. They just happen to get rotated out every 4 or 8 years. It's a huge problem. Hey, G Mangoes, what's happening? Saw your chat. You had a little bit of chat this last weekend. I don't know if you've had anything since, but you got back in the game a little bit. Right, America died. That's a key thing too. People talk about, you know, this is going to get dragged out, and you know the collapse is coming, and America's falling apart. And it's like, well, why do we string this thing along? Let's kick this off while we're still able to do something about it. You know, you want to be able to kick and scream as hard as you can when the time comes. It's like I've done multiple videos on it. There's no reason to leave this mess for our children if we can get it torn down and start rebuilding in our lifetimes. It'll help our kids out greatly. Yep, 65D chess bikes, right? AI is taking over. Wow. A robot in a Cali school. Oh, and there was an article I saw that said Americans are ready for government AI. And looking into it, it's talking about how there's all these government databases and stuff of information, and that Americans are ready to trust artificial intelligence to basically manage this information and like notify you and contact you of certain things like driver's license renewal, and all that stuff will be automated through AI moving forward. Like, people are ready for that. I'm like, oh no, we're not ready for that. No, please say. And how many jobs is that going to impact, right? That's going to just fire everybody, right? G Mango says the wall is coming, but he laughs out loud. Okay. Quasar. Yeah, bikes needs to make a stake for everybody at some point. Alicia, will that lower our taxes? Yeah, we got to pay for the server space for all that AI, Alicia. No way that lower our taxes. Efficiency in government. That's laughable, right? Just create more bureaucracy, probably. Then you'll probably have to have a whole nother department. It'll probably be a cabinet level department of artificial intelligence. I can imagine. Yeah, if we wait, it might not be winnable. Right, America died. The thing is, we don't know what winning looks like. You have to have realistic expectations of what a win is. And that's the hard part, that it's hard to get people to agree on. Some people want to keep the 48 contiguous states together. I don't think that's feasible or likely. So I don't know. It depends on what you mean by tearing it all down. Like, what exactly is going to be rebuilt? Walter Davis, I'd be okay with any intelligence in Washington. Right? A little bit would go a long way, even if it is artificial, right? Even if it's just a little astroturf intelligence, it's okay. Right, right. What's chump changed, G? Our Alpha Charlie Concepts did a live chat. It was good. Oh, yeah, Quasar. Right on. Oh, G can't afford his steak, I guess. Bike says the staging is set. The diversion pony show and reality TV drama is all everyone talks about. Right? Well, yeah. But there's still things. It's difficult, Bikes, because there's going to have to be a control grid that settles in over everybody, because there's still a lot of freedom of movement and exercising, free everything at the local level. The federal control grid is going to have to be snatched down a little bit harder. Like you're talking about, the stuff behind the scenes is going to have to get tighter for sure to bring in any more. But electric grid controls and stuff like that can be part of that. There's ways to put that in place. It's for sure the what do you call it? The Jericho scenario. It's kind of still that's still my kind of first go-to now. It's still like Jericho seems like the most likely scenario we're dealing with. That's why they took it off the air. They were over the target. Walter, do you think Nancy's first generation AI? Hillary might be a broken model too. Seen the latest UN mandate. Huh. No, I haven't seen that, old bag. Latest UN mandate. No, I haven't. They want to drop all borders, and if you complain, they will send you to jail. Oh, nice. No, I hadn't seen that. Reverse psychology has become very apparent. A lot of the issues lately, right? Especially with like this withdrawal of troops. It's reverse psychology on everybody, right? It's like people who are supposedly anti-war or anti-intervention, but they're big nation builders, right? They're all humanitarian. Their arguments all about, well, there's all these poor Syrian victims out there. Well, if you let the Syrian government do its job, and all these other things, like, yeah, all that. There was somebody, Bleeding Heart, that made this big argument about staying in Afghanistan by saying that these women will never know what it's like not to wear a burqa. They'll never know, on and on and on about all these women's rights issues and children and all the abuses that go on in the Islamic world as a whole, not just Afghanistan, although it's the most ancient of the way, of the ones. But those women have not, their standard of living in Afghanistan has not improved one bit in 15 years since we've been there. I mean, they supposedly got the vote, but how much of that was just tacit compliance while we were, pulling the strings? Oh, there's a good one, Bikes, about screaming to have people documented yet whine about their privacy, right? You can't have it both ways. And that's the thing we get caught up in too. We all, to a large extent, because everybody's pushing Real ID as a way to defend against illegal immigration. But you don't want to get caught in the Real ID deal. You don't want the all-present national ID. You don't want that. But people are getting convinced to go into it with that. There's another word for it, but reverse psychology as well. All right. Yeah, old bag. They're trying to set up another Brexit vote. Yeah, they want to stay in the EU. Yep, that's it. They're saying, look, this is a bad deal. We need to vote again until they get the vote they want, because they've made things so miserable that they think they can convince enough people to stay. Hopefully the levers have gotten stronger, I would think, when it's been exposed how corrupt so many are in the British Parliament and everything, up and down the line of the government, for dragging their feet and not carrying out their duties when told to get out of the EU. I think people would wise up. that were, you know, borderline. Fog of war scenario. Yeah, that's true too, Bikes. You just can't. It's hard to focus on one thing. It's hard to get an idea of what's coming next or who's fighting for who on what side. All that stuff is in play for sure. Hey, Alicia. All right, have a good one, Alicia. We'll talk to you later. Thanks for checking in. Have a good day. Everybody make sure you go check in with Toxic Threads, Alicia's new channel, backup channel, whatever it is. Always still putting out good stuff and still pumping out the videos. Definitely go check her out. She's also on a Coco Scope, which I have to go get over and check out a little bit. Maybe get on if I can. What was a 4-minute vid? UN hate speech criminalization. UN passed a hate speech criminalization. All right, Truth. Truth dropped that link. Of course, this is the same UN that puts Iran on the Human Rights Council, right? Truth Fred says we're on all fronts at war, discern the battles. Yeah, that's the thing about it. They get you going in so many different directions. You can't focus on one thing. It's important to be able to focus on one thing so you can win, right? That's that distraction stuff. If they got you focused on all many different things, it's hard to win in one area. Full spectrum dominance. Quasar breaking out the quotes. So that's where we're at, huh? A lie within a lie. So are we not getting out of Syria or Afghanistan? Is that the lie? And we're going to remain overseas and spend trillions of dollars that we don't have? The big chatter on the stock market, you know, they're pushing, you know, what to look out for on the stock market with the wealth transfer, as those that have the cash can buy low, right? You know, all the yeah, right. American died. A future UN mining district. Mining district, you think, huh? There's plenty of mining that used to happen around here. I think we're technically in a mining district. By the way the divisions go, pretty much everywhere in Nevada is in a mining district of some sort. It's just a matter if it's been patented claims or whatnot. Twilight Zone says Truth. Yeah, so that's kind of what this week's been like. It's like, you know, stock market is showing signs of things are really bad. The bump stock thing, bad, you know, and hey, but we're getting out of Syria and Afghanistan. Hey, that's good, right? Well, no, it's not good if you're a Democrat or a neocon, military industrial complex Republican. Bizarro world. Totally bizarro to have Nancy Pelosi and Mitt Romney agreeing on foreign policy. Hopefully this weather brings some snow in. Maybe Sunday night, they said. That'd be a nice walk in there, old back. $5G will be the way for the open, happy camp. What is an open, happy camp? I'm not tracking what you're saying, Truth. Bikes says, well, yeah, we have a big gold mine. We produce the most gold outside of Alaska. I think Alaska produces more gold. Is it more? Or does Alaska produce more silver? Which is it? But all our gold ends up in Switzerland, Bikes. Have you seen that? We talked about that a couple, like 2 years ago. All of Nevada's biggest export partner is Switzerland, because all our gold goes to Swiss banks. So we give up all our real value for nothing. They send us dollars. Wow, America died. You worked for Mitt Romney? Oh, you poor soul. I don't know who I should feel sorry for more, you or Alicia, who has to have Romney as a senator now. That's pretty bad. Yep, Mitt Romney. Corporatist, globalist, yeah, all the above. Yeah, he came out and chimed in about that whole getting out of Afghanistan thing. He's a true interventionist, America, imperialism type of guy. And it all works for the military-industrial complex and for the Fed. The Federal Reserve is able to almost exist solely because of the military spending that we put out there, because it's dead weight loss. Because we destroy all these things, you know, $1 million Tomahawk missiles or whatever else, you know, billions of dollars that the Fed can just write off as dead and then create more debt, because it's a requirement to keep the scheme alive, is to produce more and more debt. If America ever starts paying off this debt at a decent amount, the system collapses. It can't survive because it takes debt dollars to pay off debt dollars. It's just the most bizarre thing you've ever seen. Get your head wrapped around that and you'll understand how bad it can continue to get, I guess, as if it wasn't the market giving off enough signs already. Debt is profit, right? It's only profit for those that get left holding, that aren't holding the bag in the end, though. And the banks are usually not holding the bag. They're usually holding stock certificates or real property liens and titles. That's the problem. Just like the last collapse, the stock of the real estate market, those that held real titles made out. Okay, Quasar, we know the quotes. Yeah, quotes ain't helping us any, are they? That's good reminders, though. It's good to remind people, and we've been warned. We've been warned all along, and we either didn't see the warnings, failed to put the dots together. You know, all those things. Hey, Steve Foco, I smelled a money rant. We're just a little bit on the money here. It's been, obviously the stock market and everything is doing what it's doing, so it's definitely something going down. Right, all the loans for rebuilding, right? Yeah, loans are big. That's all the Fed does. Profit off of nothing and get real benefits. Hey, Chance B, what's going on? Radio, Roger, loud and clear. How's things? You ready for Christmas out your way or what? You travel back for family or anything during this time of year? I haven't been home for Christmas in forever. So I guess I have to about wrap this up, folks. I'm over time. Thanks for checking in, Chance. Good to talk to you. Hit me up on another mode if you need to sometime. But thanks for checking in, folks. Yeah, just putting that out there. I missed the morning brief. So I just want to check in here. The stuff this week has just got me all kinds of backwards because it does not make any sense. Just prepare. Be ready for the worst. It looks like it's coming. So we'll talk to y'all later. Have a good one. If we don't see you before Monday, live free.